Concept, good opening. You laid out the problem statement really well, talked about it. Where I got a little lost was, I understood the Florida map, and I couldn't quite understand whether it was short distance within the campus, across the campus. It wasn't until to the very end when you said 75 corridor, it suddenly struck me that you're trying to go longer distance. And so my entire thought process for the longest time was, if it's really, really short distance, how are you going to compete? So you might want to look at that. I wasn't also very clear about where the money went. You talked about the 50,000. You talked about the fact that you'll make 1,600 in the first year. That's okay, but the ramp up getting people was a little. You might want to sort of fine tune that. But otherwise, you've definitely made out a good problem statement. Because I think at the end of the day, when you're looking for investment, right, you want to say this is where the money will go and this is how we get there. So.
Yeah. I can touch on, the bulk bill going towards our marketing, so we really want to capitalize on students knowing about the app so they can start using it. But the marketing would be one of the largest.
So I will say the description of how the money, the revenue is earned on the rider and the driver was the best explanation I've seen yet, so that's good to see. The question I have though is on, talk about safety up front, but I didn't hear anything addressed, like how are you going to manage safety and make sure that it is a safe experience?
Yes. It will be done through the university. We're going to be using their .edu email. So students have to use their .edu email to register on the app. But the app also has safety features. So before starting a ride, when the rider goes into the car, they have to provide the driver with a passcode. Each rider gets a passcode and has to provide to the driver to make sure that these are users of the app. And we also have another feature where they can call 911 immediately or anyone they add in their emergency contact list. And this is what we're using to combat the safety.
I agree with their comments about the problem description and the new model. That was great, thank you. You put a slide up there about your financials. And it's very unusual for a startup to be profitable in its first year, often sometimes in its second year. So can you talk a little bit about that and what other costs you might have? I mean, marketing spends up there, but the app is done, complete, and never to be touched again. There's no technical cost. There's no other costs involved.
Yes. So for the app, yes, we've been doing rigorous testing, so we have the functioning app now, and it's going to be released this month. So now we're getting it released, so it can be approved by the app and Google Play stores. For financials, we did the financial projections based off of having our 3,000 active users, and then made our financial projections. Is that it?
I agree with everybody. That's my judgment. No, I'm just kidding. I did like that you opened with the problem really fast. It was really nice to kind of register that. I do agree that like you said the story really well. I circled around two things. Again, the marketing spend. I'm in marketing, so I'm gonna like zone in right on that. But my question, I still don't understand how you're gonna get the users and like I saw the marketing slide, but to me, I don't really understand how you're gonna get market because we have to so that's what I would probably look at when someone said you wrote it about how's the money what is your actual marketing strategy and if you're deploying this month, what does that mean that you're deploying this month? Because on one side you're saying we have a beta, so you have a beta that's already in place, is that correct?
No, so right now we don't have a beta in place. When we launch this month, the app will be available for college students to use.
Okay, so I think that needs to be a little bit more clear because that's what I was getting confused about because on one, with these, plus then we're saying it's launching, so I was getting a little confused about where we are. So I think really defining what operations and marketing is going to be used for 50,000. I agree with the technology too, about how are you going to keep your app updated and constantly moving with the people. Secondly, the Wheelie data, are you getting data from them? And I don't have a real question, but something to think about is data. And how are you going to be using that? What are you going to be doing with that going forward? Because data is going to be pretty big for your app. And how are you going to kind of pivot? And what happens during the summer when school's out? what's gonna be what the plan is. Just trying to think of the seasons.
Seasonality.
Seasonality, yeah.
Definitely, for sure. So for the marketing, right now I'm a student at University of South Florida, and we're going to be using like guerrilla marketing tactics, flyering, tabling out events to really get the college student community involved, as well as attacking on social media and creating and engaging reels on social media as well. But with that, with USF being part of the pilot program as well, we're really going to see which tactics are going to work the best to get the ride most adopted by the campus, and replicating that in our Operation I-75 pilot program.
So time is up for the Q&A. Good job.
Thank you.